All right, welcome. This is M-Dog from M-Dog Gaming, and we are continuing our day one look of some of the decks that are starting to surface as Mean Streets of Gadgetan has just hit Hearthstone. And actually, at this point, we're now, I guess, technically into day two, but we're still within the first 24 hours of the expansion dropping. So hopefully everyone has gotten a little bit of sleep since the expansion came out. And we're still taking a look at some of the decks. So first of all, I want to talk about this rogue deck and how we can make the Jade rogue play. But before we do that, I want to go back to what I called the Grand Theft deck, and you definitely see lots of versions of this, and it's more of a fun rogue deck. It's never going to be a tier 1 deck. I shouldn't say it's never going to be a tier 1 deck, but it plays more like just fun. I enjoy streaming with this deck because it's just some wacky stuff can happen. It was a Nazoth version of the deck, but you know, the fun comes from your Swashbucklers, the Journey Below's Discovering, but especially Swashbucklers and Burgle, which honestly, Burgle, it's not that good of a card, but it's fun. You're going to get random class cards from your opponent's class. So as long as you're not playing a mirror match with Rogue, then you're going to have another class's cards in your deck, and that's where the card Ethereal Peddler comes in, because it makes any non-rogue class cards, so not neutrals, it has to be class cards, but it can't be from rogue, it makes them cheaper. So you can get some really fun, interesting combos that you just normally don't see because it's breaking the rules of classes. So that is the starting point of the Jade rogue deck. You're going to see some similars. You still see the Swashbuckler, and then you just see a lot of the rogue cards that are key to a lot of different rogue decks. Backstab, the Eviscerate, Blood Mage Thalnos is often in there for spell damage and for card draw. Sap, this one runs 2 saps where that last one ran 1. The Huckster, it's got Death Rattle, so it goes with Nazoth, but it also gets a random class card from your opponent's hand. Brand, because you do have so many battle cries, like, where's an example? All of your Raptor is attaching to battle cries. Barnes has a battle cry. You've got Sylvanas, again going with Nazoth, as well as Ragnaros as a finisher. However, this is a Jade rogue, so you also have to look at doing your Jade Golems, which the way Jade Golems work, by the way, if you haven't checked out the video I did on the Jade Druid deck, that's really a good way to get a basic understanding of the meat and potatoes of how these Jade Golems work. But to summarize it, every time you play something that summons a Jade Golem, you're going to get a slightly stronger Jade Golem. It's going to go up by +1/+1 every time you play one. So you've got the Jade Shuriken, you've got the Swarmer, you've got Jade Spirits, also the legendary Blackpaw. So the one card you don't have in this deck that may eventually get teched in is the Lotus Agents, which it is Battlecry, Discover a Druid, Rogue, or Shaman card. So again, it would work well with Bran. I just don't know where you would put it. Maybe run a take out one of your SI agents. I don't know. It just slows the deck down. But you don't have many 5-drops, so I do think that's a possibility. Other than that, Rogue does not have that many. Let's look under crafting. Yeah, there's none that I don't have yet. So we have everything Jade-wise that you would probably put in here. All right, let's see how it plays. This is what I'll say about this deck. This is a fun deck to play, and when you win, it feels great. But decks have gotten so aggressive already on the ladder, even, you know, however many hours we are in, like I said before. I don't know that this deck is necessarily a good deck to use if your strategy is I want to climb as fast as possible. But you can have a lot of fun playing it, and because of the Jade element and some of the other elements, to be honest, you certainly can have some fun moments with it. So we're playing Priest. Because we're so early, it's hard to predict what type of priest it is. We've seen control priest. You see a lot of dragon priest right now. You even see people trying to play the Reno priest, which I created a Reno priest deck last night, and it needs a lot of refinement, but I'll try to make a video about it at some point. So, but not knowing what it is, we're going to keep Swashbuckler, see what else we can get, see if we can get a card that might help us get an early Jade out so they can start growing. And 2 Swashbucklers is good. We've got coin. We might even play them both. We'll see.
Happy Feast of Wintervale.
Let's see what we get on our first one. And one reason to keep the other one because of coin is we want to be able to combo Jade Shuriken. And there's so many things that the rogue combos. Coin can just be so valuable. So we'll just play Undercity Huckster here.
You want to buy a funnel cake?
So when you saw this card come in, the card we stole from the priest was the Twilight Darkmender. That does not mean he's playing Cthulhu at all, because this simply adds a random class card, not one from his deck specifically. Alright, so turn 3, I think we just stay on curve here. Yes, all of our minions are eventually going to get removed. It is apparent now that he is playing some sort of control priest. We're going to squelch him in a minute if he continues to be as chatty as he is. But because these have a death rattle, it is not the end of the world if they get removed, because we will get cards back into our hand. So we'll get value for them. So he just got a coin. This is one of the new legendaries. I don't have this card yet. I want to get this card because I don't even fully understand the way the potions work. But so I need to check it out myself. 1, 3. We'll have 1 mana left. Clear that. Would we rather do something else? I don't think so. Let's just continue the fun, right? Ooh. That is fun. That is a fun one. But I want to go ahead and get Jade out here. And we'll just trade here. This is a cool card. Cabal Courier. Battlecry. Discover a Mage, Priest, or Warlock card. Mage, Priest, or Warlock card. So with Bran, that is very powerful. So we can get another Golem here if we'd like. We either want to sap this or go ahead and kill it. 5. Let's don't do that. We could Cabal Courier now.
So many.
And eviscerate, and then we would just deal 2 damage heal. We know we're going to eviscerate, so let's see what we get from this. Okay, that'll be another good combo card. Alright, so let's actually do this, and then we'll coin out eviscerate. Since we got this 1 cost minion. So you can see, when the rogue deck is rolling, it's just a lot of fun. You're just getting crazy cards. You're trying to figure out on the fly, what do I do with this? What do I do with that? I hope he doesn't concede here. I really want to see kind of what we get here, how the Discover works with the try card. Mage, Priest, or Warlock. Alright, so that's a good board clear. We didn't get anything because the only thing that had a death rattle at that point was this one. Alright, let's go ahead. I want to see this. I'm worried that is it even the best play to do this? I think so. Let's do this. Mind Vision. Oh, wow. Okay. There we go. Okay, our deck has duplicates, so that'll never work out for us, but we'll do Cabal Chemist.
Here we go.
Okay. case he has Harrison Jones, we will go ahead and hit face once. So we know we don't want to use this till turn 9 because we do want to summon a random legendary minion. It's awesome. So this is Dragon Priest. He just had a really slow start. Actually, it's probably not Dragon Priest. This is probably Reno Priest, right? All right. Let's see. Let's do this. I think. Well, I don't know. It would be nice to. It would be nice to save. Let's see what we get. That's pretty good. Do we want to draw a card? Maybe not. Let's just do this. We're not going to sap it.
Drink the power.
Ooh, that's not a good one. It's not the one we were wanting. Not the potion we were wanting. Alright, so we have definitely, our tempo has slowed down here.
Secret agent coming!
That's the new card for Dragon Priest that adds Discover Element. And it actually specifically does discover a card from your opponent's deck. So he will get a card from our deck with that card. And even though we had such a good start, things are starting to turn. He's going to have really big, beefy minions. So he got SI Agent to trade here. Nice circle of healing there. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's, we don't have that amount. We can. Again, we don't want to sap any of these cards technically. Okay, deal 5 damage. We could do the removal. We could just play a minion. We almost need to sap, don't we? Alright, let's attack first if we're going to do that.
Choose soon.
I think we have to sap for tempo. It's just, it hurts to sap something that can do 3 damage coming back in. It also costs him mana though, so it is a tempo play. I don't know. Yeah, this is definitely definitely a Reno Priest deck here. Five, deal 2 damage. 5. Or we could draw.
I feast upon the light.
Ha, this guy's toast.
Brilliant.
Okay. Alright. We both got a lot of cards, don't we? Looks like Nazath will be our finisher. His finishers will be maybe Ysera, Ragnaros, who knows.
What? Take this time to consider your past deeds.
Yeah, if we had that card, we would definitely put that. I don't have that card. I've never gotten it from the Grand Tournament. And it's kind of, it's hard to think about crafting it to spend the dust on it because it's from the Grand Tournament, which I believe is what's going to get cycled out in the next, what, 3 months or whenever the next thing happens. Wow. Alright. Do we have a way to kill it? Of course not. And that may be game. Not being able to kill that might just do us in.
So many options.
So we probably need to draw here. Should we?
We hunger for vengeance.
Hmm.
You want to buy a okay?
Okay. Don't know that we're going to recover from that. But this has been a fun match. And this has been a good match, I think, to have. I don't mind having a match that we lose, I guess, on our YouTube channel. Because, hey, no one wins them all. Ooh, that's a big draw, though. Wow. This is also an interesting draw. He needs a smaller one. That's not a smaller one.
Once upon a time.
We're not going to be able to kill it. Deal 4 damage to all minions. Okay, so this gets it down to 6. And this does 4, and that kills it. Right? Let's make sure that that does actually work that way.
Happy
Yeah.
feast of winter
Okay.
there.
Oops. We actually do have to hit it first.
Swarm.
Yeah.
Swarm.
Yeah, we have to.
Swarm.
Okay. Okay. I really like this deck he's got. I'm probably not ever going to get this card. And it's such a fun part of the
I have
card.
no time for games.
He does run. Looks like he does run the Zoth in this deck. Huh. We have to be careful here what he's going to take.
Tonight, a tale of long lost worlds.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Isn't it though?
Golems are a girl's best friend.
Okay. I don't think, unless he can kill it himself, there's no way he can take the black paw, which is important. Let's see if he's going to take a chance. As long as he doesn't get the 5/5.
I have no time for games.
Wow. That is disgusting. We can't kill them both, can we?
You die now. You were no fun.
Can't play that with while he has that up. We really can't play that either. Ooh. So Yeah, we can't do that this turn though.
Too soon. Here we go.
Okay. Maybe, I don't know. That's about the best we can do. We have a Sylvanas of our own. The problem is his N'Zoth has now been fed to Sylvanas. Whew. That is brutal. Okay, we can trade. If this survives, we can trade it.
I dream and the
Ooh.
world trembles. I have no time for games.
Ooh, that's pretty cool. Okay. So we can kill our own Sylvanas next turn. No, we can't. No, we can't. No, we can't. I forgot about the spell damage. Okay. What you doing there, buddy? What you doing there, buddy?
Let none survive.
Do we need to heal that? Let's take a chance and heal it. Let's do it.
Well played.
Let's take a chance. Hey!
Take this time to consider your past deeds.
Well played.
The menagerie is for guests only.
What is a loon's will?
Okay, so he did entomb Ysera back, which is disappointing.
Put your faith in the light.
Wow. Okay. I think we do want to use this, so let's go ahead and summon.
Brilliant.
This guy's toast.
Confess.
And then we'll attack there. So because it's a one-off deck, he doesn't have any more of the Entombs. So we'll see if he has... what's the... Okay, Shadow or Death. How's he going to deal with this card then? Oh, there you go. That's a pretty good way to deal with it. Now, he does still have Reno, so we have to kind of watch for Reno.
Here we go.
Okay, so here we should see Reno. I guess it's possible that... And we were one off lethal there, it looks like. But and I wasn't even thinking about how close we were. It's possible he hasn't drawn Reno yet, but it's unlikely. If he does have it, then that's going to put us in a hard position. We only have 3 cards left. We do have N'Zoth, but a lot of our N'Zoth stuff was stolen.
I wonder.
Or I guess we did get, what, 1 Sylvanas played, and then some of the other things, but Blood Mage Thalnos died, 2 Hucksters. Okay.
Well played.
So we can do 4. Yeah, we should be able to kill him here, right?
Here we go.
Alright. Sorry about that interruption in the middle there. I think I'll still probably share this match, only because I think not only does it highlight this rogue deck and show, I mean, to me this rogue deck is just really fun, but it also just shows what is also a really interesting deck is this Reno Priest deck. And to me, I liked the way this guy had it built. He does still run N'Zoth, but there's not a huge focus on N'Zoth. He just has kind of Chillmaw, Sylvanas, and the Shifting Shade. Is there anything else that has Death Rattle in here? We saw most of his deck. I bet, you know, out of the 7 cards he hadn't drawn yet and a few in his hand, I mean, maybe he has 1 or 2 other N'Zoth decks, N'Zoth cards, but it just is a cool deck. I really like that. It's interesting how he worked in both dragons and N'Zoth in the same deck, and that may be the way to go. We don't have the dragon component in ours, we just have the N'Zoth, so I'll have to look at that. Alright, so there it is. Thanks for watching as always.